Welcome back. As you can see by the title, today we're going to be talking about Facebook Watch's Red Table Talk. So if you're unfamiliar about what that is, there's a link in the description box of one of their videos. Let me give you a quick synopsis of what they kind of talk about. So basically this show is a online version of a series that is started by Facebook Watch, and it's called Red Table Talks. And it has three main hosts for the show, and it is Jada Pinkett Smith, her daughter Willow Smith, and then Jada Pinkett Smith's mother, who goes by Gammy on the show. So these three women are hosting this show. There are new episodes, I think every Wednesday, correct me if I'm wrong, but every Wednesday, once a week, and now they're actually on their second season. And it has just exploded. Their first episode that I actually happened to just stumble upon, I have no idea how I got to it, but their first episode was on motherhood. And that was before I knew it was actually a series and they were going to, carry on doing episodes. That was just a motherhood special, where they got together and kind of talked about what it means to be a mother, especially having three women from three different generations. And I thought it would be super interesting. So I watched this episode and I've shown it to so many people since then. That episode was the start to their series, and it really brought in kind of what makes Red Table Talk so special, where they have vulnerability, where you have Jada Pinkett Smith talking to Willow Smith's ex-wife, Cherie, about what it means to co-parent, Jada talking to Willow about what it means to be her mother, and Jada's mom, Gammy, talking to Jada about what it means to be her mother, and then Willow's grandmother. And since then, they have covered a mirage of episodes and topics, talked about addiction, talked about sexuality, talked about depression, talked about happiness, talked about relationships, marriage. Will Smith is actually on the series opening of the second season. And it is amazing. And it has just astounded me at the popularity of the show so far. If you are on Spotify, I'm pretty sure that you have heard several advertisements for this show on there. And it got me thinking, why do people love this so much? Why has it taken off as much as it has? Because in the first season, the amount of features Jada Pinkett Smith had on daytime television talking about Red Table Talks was incredible. People were just hungry to hear what she had to say. And it made an impact on people's lives. And I was like, what is it about the show that makes people so attracted to it and so excited and yearnful for these next episodes to come out? And I know me myself, I'm one that watches them religiously. I'm like, what is it about the space that is different to any other show? So first, it is a space with three multi-generational women. Okay, so you have a mother, her daughter, and her daughter. So a grandmother, a mother, and a daughter. And you're having these three women intimately talk about their lives with one another, experiences that have been difficult, points in their life that have been the lowest, points in their life where they haven't made wise decisions, points in their life where they doubted their own ability to make it through. There's even one episode where Willow mentions how when she was releasing the Whip My Hair album, and just a little bit of time after that, how she was really depressed and she was slitting her wrists. And that was the first time that she actually mentioned it to her mother, and it was on the show, and you're seeing this raw emotion just shown by Jada, shown by Willow, and just a true sense of vulnerability and what it means to be a human being, right? What it means to be a human being that suffers, what it means to be a human being that feels alone, what it means to be a human being that doesn't understand what is happening in life and should feel happy but doesn't feel happy, or is so happy doesn't know how to get those feelings again, And having a family be able to sit with one another and talk about points where they have been disappointed by one another, and talk about points where they have grown from one another, talk about points where they expected the other person to be there for them and they haven't been there for them, and to genuinely practice to listen to one another. It is such a humbling experience to see how mothers take critique from their own daughters of how they parented or took care of them for the intent of learning how to love them better. Right? And they also invite other celebrities onto their shows to talk about whatever episode they're talking about. So they had Kid Cudi come, they had Will come, they had Ellen Pompeo come, they had Cherie come, they had Gabrielle Union come, talking about these difficult topics. And not only Are you able to watch 3 women from a family from 3 different generations understand what it means to communicate for the sake of learning how to love one another better and learning how to learn from another person better and move forward in your life better? You are also seeing all of these celebrities that you are used to seeing in kind of a caricatured manner, without personality, right? Without hardships, without difficulties, without dark histories or low points, right? Talk about these things in such a vulnerable and true manner. And it brings to life some of these people that we have kind of made 2-dimensional, right? It makes them 3-dimensional people. And what does that do for us as watchers? It makes the audience feel like they are not alone in whatever they are experiencing, right? If there is someone that you think has it all, and they have felt and walked through and continue to walk through all of these difficult spaces or these beautiful spaces, right? What does that mean for me in my own difficulty that I thought that I was alone in? I'm not alone in this, right? This isn't something that will overcome me. It's something that I can overcome. It allows us to see people that we idolize as more than just idols and as human beings. It allows us to have grace with ourselves and being like, people that we think have actually made it also struggle, right? So what does it mean about life? Life is not meant to be a place where there is a lack of struggling, but life is meant to be a place where when there is struggling, there is a community that cares for you, right? And there are people who are devoted to your flourishing that continue to pour into you through your struggling, and people that want to guide you through pain and help you not get rid of pain, right? But walk through pain well. Also, something that's really special about the show is that you have this space where all these people are talking about their opinions, their experiences, things that have happened to them, things that they're pissed about, things that they're, all around the spectrum. And it is not for the sake of proving somebody else wrong, right? It's not for the sake of people gathering and being like, oh, we have this communal opinion and we disagree with these types of people, and that is why we're saying this. Or it's not even like we are people that are coming together with different opinions and we're here to debate on whose opinion is the correct one. Because there is no winner or loser in this, right? There is just a time of community, just a time of sitting and sharing. The amount of space that we have in our current lives to invite people that we love and people maybe that we don't even know very well to a table, right? To just sit and listen and speak away from distractions, away from a schedule, and we are committed to talking about this one topic that is difficult to talk about, right? That people aren't vulnerable about, and that people are going to have to listen to, right? Hundreds and thousands and millions of people are going to listen to what you have to say. We do not have these spaces anymore. When was the last time you invited your 4 best friends over or your family member over to come sit and say, hey, today we're going to talk about depression, okay? Let's all get a cup of coffee. Let's do this for 2 hours and see what comes out. No, there is no intentionality to do that. So having a space that is devoted to talking about things that make it uncomfortable to talk about gives people a space to interact with heavy things in a non-so-secretive way, but also where you are able to relate to other people that are in the same space as you. So what can we take out of this? We see a need in our community, in the world, of interaction with other people, right? We hunger to be in a place where we can talk about the things that are heaviest to us or the things that are most important to us without being critiqued for our opinion, without being critiqued for our decisions, without being critiqued for our experiences, but being able to just be listened to and be seen as a human being and be like, wow, your story is rich of experience. Thank you for sharing that with me. I can't wait to see how I learn from you in the future. And how do we change that, right? I think what the show should show us is that we need to dramatically change the way that we see other people and we interact with other people. Because it's not that the show is giving us something new, right? It's that the show is reminding us of, wait, there's probably a reason all of us human beings are together on the same place. Because we're all different. We all fight about things. We all want different things. But there is a reason why people of difference are put together on this planet, right? Because we are meant to be with one another, to share love, to share joy, to share pain. And when we share those things, we are living into the fullness of life, which is to be able to be your truest self, right? To walk through a life that is confusing, that doesn't make sense, that doesn't have a linear pathway, right? That is different for everybody. But to do it where you know other people have an interest in your flourishing and have an interest in your learning, and that is the point of life. So I hope Jada, Willow, and Gammy inspire you to bring together your friends, sit over a table, and talk about something hard, because it's really worth it. And you will really get to experience the richness of what it means to be with others. So I hope that was interesting for you. Let me know how you take this Red Table Talk challenge and incorporate it into your daily lives. Thanks so much. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.